Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hard Count. It is a new year, new playoff season is upon us, and ladies and gentlemen, it is Wildcard Weekend here this weekend, and we are very excited. Wait, okay, what's on your head? What's on your head?
What?
What is that?
L.A.
L.A.
Get that off my head.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I thought you were a Lions fan, baby.
Detroit. We're ready for this weekend. We're dialed in. Brandon, speaking of dialed in, I want to see all these games. We got to break them down. We got a lot of storylines. What are we seeing, Brandon? What's the first game on our agenda today?
The first game, we're actually going to jump all the way to Monday night. We think it's a very interesting game because we got a team that's doing real shitty the past couple weeks, and then a team that's kind of heating up. They had an iffy game where they could have clinched it against the Saints. They didn't, but they beat the Panthers. And it is none other than the Eagles visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Monday Night Football with Nick Sirianni kind of on the hot seat with Philadelphia fans. And Baker Mayfield absolutely dialed in. Okay, so Cade, what do you have to say? What's your prediction? What do you like about this game? What do you don't like about this game? What's happening over there in Tampa?
All right, guys, this game as a whole, we know both these teams, they're not going anywhere after this game, right? Like that, it's end all be all, most likely. Maybe Philly, but no one's getting past 49ers in this game. Point is, this game is for two things: Baker Mayfield's legacy and job security, and two, Nick Sirianni's job. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but the Eagles have a past of moving off coaches even after they win the Super Bowl. They don't care. If you can't even make it to the NFC Championship with this kind of roster and you just paid your quarterback this much money, bad news. You're probably going to get fired or at least move to something better, get Ben Johnson in the building and find out what they can do. But that's what this game comes down to right here. It's just those two are our main factors of this game, Brian.
Yeah. No, Ben Johnson on the Eagles. I don't even want to think about that. That'd be kind of scary. But
I don't want
man,
that either.
I mean, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, yeah, you're right. I think none of these teams are going to beat San Francisco in San Francisco by a long shot. But give me Tampa Bay to go into San Francisco and compete with Brock Purdy, because I like that defense, because that defense started the year as kind of like for some reason people just kind of blew off the Bucs after Tom left, and then like they forgot about, they still had like a top 15, top 10 rated defense, so that defense is nothing to play with. I mean, no, you never know what they can have, and then if Baker's on, Baker's on.
That's right. And, Baker's on, man. He gets hot.
Yeah. So trust me, I it sounds weird, and you 6 weeks ago you wouldn't have heard me say this if I said I have more faith in Baker Mayfield going into San Francisco than I do the Jalen Hurts and Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh.
Okay, crazy
I'm right
take.
There with you. I'm right there with you.
Give me Baker Mayfield and extend that man if he beats
all
Philadelphia next year, this next coming Monday. Okay,
stick to your contract.
Yeah, stick to your contract. Okay, let's move on. Let's not keep y'all on the bases too long. But moving on, we're gonna go up north into a game. We're kind of jumping all over the place. We're not going by single games, but we're going up north. We're going up a little bit over to New York side, and we're going down to Buffalo, where it's going to be a little chilly. It's going to be a little snowy, I believe. And you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are riding high with Mason Rudolph. And going into Buffalo, who's kind of been questionable, up and down in these games. They win these games, but they're questionable at the end. And, you're like, well, Josh Allen keeps giving the ball over to the defense 1 or 2 times a game.
Yeah, that's right.
With the Steelers and the Bills, Steelers visiting, Bills Mafia, how do you see this game turning out? What's going to happen?
So, as we know, Santa Claus, most faithful reindeer, is Rudolph. And you know what's going to do on Sunday? It's going to snow all day long. So Mason Rudolph is... No, I'm just kidding. Guys, they're going to Bills Mafia. It's going to be extremely snowy, and there's no shot the Steelers walk out of here alive. They've been playing well lately. I will give them that. But Bills Mafia is a different animal. And Josh, as a quarterback, they could just run the Wildcat if they wanted to. And this guy's durable. He's built to last. And yeah, he plays dumb. He's got a little bit of Brett Favre in him. But man, when it comes into the playoffs, as long as he doesn't turn off the ball, like you said, 2-3 times, you can have a little bit of mistakes and still be okay. So I got Bills here all the way. The Steelers have had a pretty good comeback season based off of what they were starting with, but I think it ends and falls short here.
Yeah, no, I would actually have a lot of faith in the Steelers the way they're going. Yeah, if TJ Watt wasn't injured this week. So
Boom.
it was actually announced, I think, yesterday, if not today, that TJ Watt will be out this week. And that's the biggest blow you could take in a playoff team.
It's all she
I
wrote.
mean, it's like the Chiefs losing Patrick Mahomes on offense for, basically their team. So, I mean, it's not absolutely wraps. I think it could be a potentially high-scoring game, but I think at the end of the day, Bills Mafia, you're not going to beat Bills Mafia surrounding Josh Allen and their team moving on to the playoffs.
That's
With
right.
that being said, let's mosey on down to Missouri and the old Arrowhead with Tyreek Hill. It sounds weird to say it, but Arrowhead.
I never thought of it like that. Yeah, Arrowhead, man.
Arrowhead, Tyreek Hill's coming back home to where he won his Super Bowl, hoping to knock off the defending champs, who were kind of hobbling around in the AFC this year. Wide receivers bobbling, even Travis Kelce bobbling the ball.
I know.
They're going to need a lot more than Taylor Swift this next week. But Cade,
will she
how
be
do you
there,
think,
Brandon? Real quick,
I actually have no idea.
Do you know?
I have no idea. I can ask Travis. Travis.
Okay, call him. Oh, everyone, hold on, stand by. Listen.
He didn't pick up. Yep. No, he didn't pick up. No.
Tomorrow he will. He's busy right now.
I
right,
think
Brandon?
he blocked my number. But yeah, it's fine. But no, I think. I mean, what do you think about this game? Miami's coming in. They're coming off a loss to Buffalo.
Yeah.
It was a close game. Tua kind of didn't clutch up.
No.
But it's going to be cold. It's going to be windy in Arrowhead. The stadium's going to be loud. It's rocking. It's playoff Chiefs football. We all know how that ends up. Cade, how do you see this game panning out?
This is where I've been saying since July, personally, especially here on the hard count, we've been saying it. The Dolphins are a 7-on-7 team. If it is any kind of overcast in Kansas City, I don't see this going well at all for the Dolphins. It ain't going to be good. You saw what Tua just did when the game was on his back. They don't really have a power running game. You don't need a power running game to run the ball, but it certainly helps when it's muddy and no one's really fast anymore because everyone's slowed down because of the conditions outside. So my point is the Chiefs, while hobbled and a little bit hurt here and there, they have a repetition with Old Faithful, Travis Kelce, and Mahomes. They can get some easy conversions there from tight end to quarterback. And also, you got a great defense on the Chiefs. And they've been struggling too, but I know they'll figure it out. They always come together for playoff football, and they will do it again and definitely get this win done at home.
I agree. Nothing else to be said there. Interesting game, AFC Chiefs game, we all know. But let's move on to the first game of the Wildcard Weekend, that being the Browns, Joe Flacco's Browns versus C.J. Stroud's Houston Texans.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about that game?
What do you know about Joe Flacco, man? That is way back in the day. I remember being, I think it was 4th grade, 3rd grade. I was playing on my PlayStation 3, and I always picked the Baltimore Ravens because they had Joe Flacco, and he was the Super Bowl MVP. Was he MVP? I thought he was.
Yes, he was.
Wasn't he Super Bowl MVP? Yeah.
Yes.
MVP Joe Flacco. That team was fun. And, man, no one ever could have seen this coming. He's probably in a practice squad. He gets off the couch. Well, obviously wasn't on the couch. He gets off the couch, killing it this season. He's been throwing a lot of picks, but they don't care. They got a great defense. You can live with those turnovers. He's been throwing 3, 4, 2 touchdowns a game, making stuff happen, unlike the past quarterback, who we shall not mention. And this one's going to be fun. Now you got the old head, and you got the new guy, C.J. Stroud. They're going to be colliding. This is 2 different eras. You got what, Gen Z, and is this dude Gen X at that point? I don't know. He's old as shit. Let's see what happens. I'm excited to watch it. Brandon, what are your thoughts?
I mean, they're going to NRG Stadium. Michigan just won there just last night. Okay. It's going to be high-flying. Houston, they lost the World Series or chances, so Houston's mad. Okay. Houston's going to be rocking. This is their only thing they have because we know the Astros ain't it. Okay. And, this is their first playoff game in a while with a team that hasn't shined like this since Deshaun Watson came in his rookie and second season years. This is new life to Houston, okay? So that stadium's going to be loud. It's going to be rocking. That defense is young. I just don't know. I feel like the Browns and Joe Flacco and his playoff, experience and Amari Cooper's veteran Denzel Ward and that defense, I think they're going to give C.J. Stroud one heck of a time. I'm going to take the Browns, even though I'm rooting for C.J. Stroud. I think the Browns take it with this one because, like Cade said, it's old football versus new football, and I love Stroud. I think he's Rookie of the Year, but I'm going to go with the old elite Joe Flacco to take this one home. So.
Yeah. Right there with you, Brandon. I love me some old elite Joe Flacco, and that defense is out of this world. You ready to pivot? We can go to our next game.
Let's go to Dallas.
Let's
go to Dallas.
I've never been to Dallas, Brandon. Have you been to Dallas?
I don't know. I don't think I have. I would. I don't know. AT&T Stadium seems like a cool place to be. Yeah, same.
It does.
Gross. But so we got Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, NFL's youngest team, going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who are red hot, okay? Especially at home. They don't really lose at home unless they have the refs' help. And Cade knows some experience about that.
Don't get me started.
we have the Green Bay Packers coming up and facing Mike McCarthy, his old team, coming into his new home to try to take him down in his house, his new house, okay? Cade, what do you say? What do you think about Jordan Love? What do you think about Dak Prescott? Both defenses, how they're going to pan out? What's going to happen in Dallas?
Start with Love.
Arlington.
In Arlington, the most beautiful place on earth. Let's start with Love. I did not expect this. He's looked great since Thanksgiving. He's thrown 16 touchdowns and 1 interception. The dude is red hot. The Packers look good. They're young. They're making stuff happen on offense, even though they got a ton of young receivers and tight ends. But at the end of the day, hope and newfound success is not going to overcome this old faithful Dallas at-home team. They are fantastic. They play well at home. I don't think they've lost a home game in like 2 years. I don't know if it's been quite that time, but it's been a long, long time. They hold it down at their fort. It's been a while, Brandon. And that I really don't. I think the Packer season has already been made. They did a great job. They know they have a good. Hopefully, I think he's a good quarterback now. Can we call him that, Brandon? Do we think Love's a good quarterback? At least good, maybe not bad.
Yeah, he's definitely proven himself to be a good quarterback.
Yeah,
at least that's what I think.
He's definitely in the good category now, and he can only go up from here. So Packer season, it's been made. They got a super young team, like Brandon said, but this is where the road ends, and they're not going to upset the Cowboys. The Cowboys are here to stay and can find some real postseason success if they string some good games together.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, they're the youngest team in the NFL, and they've already made it to the playoffs as, what is it, the 6th seed, something?
Yeah.
Either way, make it to the playoffs as the NFL's youngest team. That means you already have an amazing core. You have a great head coach in Matt LaFleur. That was my biggest question going into this season, is how they're going to do without Aaron Rodgers. Is LaFleur an actual head coach? Like, or is he just getting carried by a quarterback?
That's right.
So, LaFleur, great. But I think Dak Prescott's going to dice up Joe Barry's defense like it's no other.
Barry,
okay,
bro.
Yeah, Buddy looked good against the Bears, but come on, man, it's the Bears. But let's be honest. I've said this before. I've said it on here before, and I'll reinstate it. Jair Alexander is not elite, okay? And CeeDee Lamb is elite, okay? So CeeDee Lamb's going to prove it right here, right now, that he's going to put Jair Alexander in his place, and CeeDee Lamb's probably going to have over 120, if not 150 passing or receiving yards in this game, I think. So I think it's going to be a Cowboys-dominated game. I think they're going to go in there. They're pissed. Dak said they're not done yet. They want to meet the San Francisco in the NFC Championship. That's their goal. That's their end game. And it's very close. It's possible, I would say. Very possible for Dallas. So they have that chip on their shoulder, and I think Dallas sends the Packers packing. Okay? So that's the best I could put it. Let's move on to the very, very special Sunday Night Football game for all of Detroit and all of LA, but it is a heartfelt game for Detroit. It is a very special game. I know for that man right next to me, there's a man that will be watching it, and it's going to be him and his diehard Lions fan dad together. They're going to watch Matthew Stafford old Lions faithful come into Ford Field as an opponent. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, Matthew Stafford. Okay?
Ooh.
What happens Sunday Night Football? Detroit taking on the L.A. Rams, led by both Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff, Cade.
Oh, man, dude, you got me fired up. You said that was a bar, by the way. Was that Batman? Is that what that's from?
Yeah, that was a Dark Knight.
Oh, man, Dark Knight don't miss. Yeah, this game, guys, the script writers really did their thing. Stafford, the Lions, I know there's there's a Jersey band. I don't even know what's going on there. I'm not worried about it. It's all love for Stafford for most of us Lions fan. He gave everything he had for 12 years and won a Super Bowl. He did his thing. But now he's coming home, and, man, it's going to be fun. I am a little bit scared. I cannot lie to you. The dude, it's Stafford. And let's be honest, guys. This is Stafford's home. Okay? He's been in that building longer than any of these guys have, besides maybe the president and maybe the owners. And that's it. No seasoned fan, no nothing. So that is very scary. And he's got some good wide receiver weapons that are going to tear up our secondary because they've been struggling recently, as we know. So this game, full transparency, I'm worried. I'm, of course, pulling for the Lions to get this done. I think they'll get it done. But, man, if there's a recipe for disaster to happen, it is written on the wall. We all know what it is. And, man, it's going to be a nail-biter. I hope everybody's in their seat watching, especially you, Brandon, because you're invited over, of course, as you know. It's going to be a fun one, and it's going to be good.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Brandon? Where do you think this is going to be? Be honest with me. I don't take any offense.
Oh, no. I'm hyped up for this game. This game is going to be electric. It's going to be emotional for, I'm sure, a lot of players and a lot of, fans. Because, that's your boy right there. And he's coming to play y'all. So, he has a lot of memories there, and he's won some games, and he lost a lot of games there. But, that's not his fault. But either way. This game's interesting because I had this mindset going in, or, as the season went on and as the Rams kind of took shape, that the Rams were becoming that one team you don't want to face in the playoffs. That's the one team that could walk into mostly anybody's house, even the 49ers, for example, possible. That's questionable, but could walk in and destroy your season in one game. Okay, the Rams are that team. They're the dark horse of the season. They could come in and they could very well find themselves in somehow the NFC Championship, and it wouldn't. They're a young team now, so don't let me jump the gun and say they're going to beat Dallas or San Francisco, but they're a young team. But there's a team with a bigger chip on their shoulder who it's been 30 years for them. Okay, this city has been defined by losses. This city has been through hell and back with Hall of Fame players, with everything. You tried everything. And then along comes Dan Campbell, okay? And God damn it, give me Dan Campbell at Ford Field on Sunday Night Football. I'm not going to drown it out any longer. Dan Campbell wants to win, okay?
Let's go, baby.
Because I know he wants to see the Dallas Cowboys next week. I don't know if that's where they would play, to be honest, but I know that's what he wants. Then they would play, and I know that is motivation for not only Dan Campbell, but for that entire team. So if anybody's going to have the biggest chip on their shoulder going into playoff Wildcard Weekend, it's going to be Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell with Jared Goff at the helm. And Dan Campbell will walk into Dallas next week with a massive game, with a career-defining game for each team. And who knows what's going to happen. The winner of that's going to face San Francisco, basically, I think, in the NFC Championship. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is your playoff picture, I think, from the hard count. Unless you have anything to add, Cade, what do you want to add? Anything?
Nothing at all. We love you guys. Brandon, get us out of here.
All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We know, the holidays happen, but, we're back, okay? We're back for the playoffs. We're back for the Super Bowl. We're back here, okay? We got you all off season. We got you next season. We got you during the draft. The draft's in Detroit. Let's see what happens this weekend for Wildcard Weekend. We are super excited. We're going to be watching. We're going to be tweeting during the game, so tweet with us, tag us, add us, whatever you want. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. And guys, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate you guys more than you know. Tell someone you love them. And guys, enjoy Super Wildcard Weekend. We love y'all. Peace.